friends have had a question that came in about my kidney stone videos, which are becoming very popular on YouTube. Hey, kidney stones are the worst, but I want to cut to the chase here with this, answer this question real quickly. I guess I didn't answer it previously in a video that I did. So I'm going to read the question off screen here for a second. It comes from a guy named Christopher. Christopher, thanks for sending this question. I figure other people might want to know as well, but he says, hi Tony, I hope this reaches you. I watched your kidney stone videos on YouTube and I found myself nodding my head to everything you said. Kidney stones are the worst pain imaginable. I had a 5mm stone in my left kidney that dropped into my ureter tube that had me rolling around on the ground in pain. I carried it. I carried it on and off pain and cramps for 2 months, it says. Gee whiz. And I finally just had my lithotripsy treatment yesterday. The doctor said it was a success and the stone has been broken up into pieces. I felt very sick to my stomach for most of the night, but got through it. I have probably urinated 20 times or more. I have seen blood and blood clots, but no fragments yet. I wonder how long it takes to pass. I'm drinking lots and lots of water and a bit of Gatorade. After experiencing this whole process, I'm definitely going to focus on drinking plenty of water, very smart, and going forward, and I will be avoiding consuming rich animal protein diet. I liked your food list. It was handy when considering oxalate level intake. I put out a video about what to eat and what not to eat. Hope you're doing well. If you had any recent issues, I'm going to answer those questions. First of all, once you've had your lithotripsy, now lithotripsy was not successful for me. I had to have a thing called ureteroscopy, where they actually go up inside me, yeah, through the pee hole, and go up inside you, and then they smash up the stone. The result is the same. The stone gets smashed, and they usually don't pull the stones out. They let them pass into your bladder once they're small enough to pass through your ureter. And so Christopher has had his lithotripsy done. It's going to be the same result. You're going to have fragments that are going to go down into your bladder. Now, why this works this way, I do not know. But I've talked to many people that says don't think this is going to happen in a hurry, that you're going to be able to pee them out. You'll be peeing blood for a little while. You'll be, just peeing a lot, because probably they'll have you on Flomax or something called tamsulosin. That is the name of the drug that they're going to put you on. But basically it eases up. It unrestricts the muscles and various things and loosens up your urinary tract so you can pee more and a lot easier. And I remember when I came home from my ureteroscopy, forgive me, I can't say it right. When I came home, I really expected those chips and pieces of stone would come flying right out, and I'm peeing through this little sieve thing they give you so you can see, what's coming out. It's sort of a little filter thing that they'll give you. It's shaped like a cone, at least the one I had. It has a little mesh in the bottom of it. You pee into that and you think there's going to be all kinds of little fragments and stuff. And nothing happened. And I unfortunately had a number of friends that have been through the same situation as well. And they told me, I said, it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes it does. Sometimes, pretty close proximity of when you've had your procedure, you'll be able to pee some of that stuff out. Most of the time it doesn't work that way. And I talked to guys that had multiple issues with kidney stones. And so I found it to be true. I think it was maybe 10, 12 days before. And what was interesting though, when I finally peed out the fragments, like 3 fragments came out all of a sudden, and they were pretty big. I mean, I had a stone that was large. It was God, this is a big old stone, 10mm, 11mm stone, and maybe I still got some pictures of those. I can superimpose those. I think I put them beside a penny or a dime or something, so you can see just how big those stones were when I peed them out. Let me say this. Let's talk about the pain you'll experience when you go to pee these stones out. You think it would be horrible. I mean, you're a guy. You know what you're thinking in your head. Well, that's going to drag a stone coming out of me as I'm peeing. It wasn't bad. To me, it wasn't bad at all. What happened when they were getting ready to move and finally come out, I could feel pressure. I felt like I had to pee. I could feel a little bit of pain down in that area, but I'm thinking, oh gee, does this mean they're coming out? And so I remember I went to the bathroom and I had to push a little harder. But by all I mean is I had to really kind of strain a little bit as I peed. And as soon as I strained pretty hard, I'm on this tamsulosin the whole time, so my urinary tract has opened up pretty well. And when I strained pretty hard, all of a sudden, it was almost like shooting a machine gun. So the pee comes out, the little stones come flying out, and at that point, I had honestly, this sounds sick to say this, so forgive me for saying this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. At this point, I'd kind of given up on using the little cone thing. I was not peeing through the cone. I just went straight down into the toilet And yes, it's sick. I know there was pee in there, but I had to get those stones out. So I put on some gloves, some plastic gloves, and I reached down there and I got the stones out so I could wash them off and take pictures of them, send them off to be analyzed. And I sent mine off, and they were calcium oxalate stones. They were not all jaggedy though, like I expected. They were kind of almost a little bit smoother, but they were big, and that's what happened to me. Everybody's experience might be a little bit different, but just so you'll know, I went to pee. It was discomfort, but it wasn't. Compared to the kidney stone, it was nothing. You know, compared to the kidney stone, it's like falling off a log. I mean, it's not bad at all. The stones come flying out. And here again, you know, I don't know, maybe you'll have a different situation. For me, it was no big deal at all. Compared to kidney stone, if the kidney stone is a level 9.5, 10 pain, which it is, then this was like a level 3 or 4 pain when you finally peed those stones out. So that's what happened to me, and that has seemed to be, I've probably talked to 5 other guys, and that has seemed to be the experience that other men that I've talked with have said too. I did have one lady who, now I've not been talking to women about this, so forgive me, and this is not good advice for ladies, but I did have one lady tell me that her husband, he just peed him on out, didn't go to the doctor or anything, and she said he had problems with that. You know, he wasn't taking the Flomax. She said it was kind of a bloody mess, and he had a good bit of pain. So stay on that Flomax, stay on that tamsulosin if your doctor's giving it to you. If he's not giving it to you, you don't see, I don't know why he wouldn't. Make sure your urinary tract is good and relaxed, and you should be able to pee those stones on out. The last question that Christopher asked was, how am I doing? Have I had any recent issues? He says, I hope not. I've not. After I passed my big stone, I was told I had a 7mm stone and 2 4mm stones. So they're still either in my kidney, or I guess they're still in there, or they've passed and I haven't realized it. They've gone into my bladder and not come out. I say they're probably still in my kidney. I do go in, I think next month, and I'm going to have x-rays, and I'll find out what the status of those are. In the meantime, I have been trying to eat the low oxalate diet, particularly cutting out spinach, which I ate scads of spinach before. Spinach, it turns out, is one of the worst things you could eat if you're going to develop kidney stones. Even though it's a power food, stay away from spinach. Stay away. Look up those high oxalate diet and guidelines, and try to stay away from the high oxalate. He's probably right. Intense animal protein, heavy diet does not help. Be sure you do get your calcium. Don't give up on calcium. Don't think that calcium's the problem. The problem is oxalate with a lack of calcium. The thing is the problem that calcium oxalate stone does develop when the oxalate gets into your kidney and you're not getting enough calcium, and it has to draw the calcium in and combine, and it does usually in your kidney, and it crystallizes. Calcium's not the enemy. Any doctor will tell you that now. That's old school to think that calcium that don't work. I shouldn't drink milk or something. Drink some milk. That will help you, especially if you are gonna eat some oxalate-rich foods. Enough of that. I've mentioned it in other videos. Hope this helps someone. Leave your comments if you got some more advice you can share with people. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like. Thanks for watching.